What's going on, guys? So I get a million questions about how I painted this, how I got this piece off, and just what I did. So we're gonna go over what I previously did, but we're gonna be completely redoing everything. So let's flip the camera around, check out what I did previously. Obviously, the bow tie comes with the gold and chrome. That's chrome with red, and then that is chrome as well. So I will show y'all how to take this off because I get a ton of questions on that. It does suck, so be prepared, but I will show you. But pretty much I did the whole thing white and then I taped off and then did it black around the edge. But you can't get the tape perfect with a plasti dip. So as you can see, there's a little bit of overspray on both sides and it's just not perfect. But I think I can do it better, and I wanna just kind of start doing things a little bit better. So this thing down here has held up great. There's no rock chips. That's one thing that plasti dip 100% does better than paint. Plasti dip holds up way better and it's a lot more durable. But it's not an exact match, but what I got is supposed to be very close. Even if it's not perfectly, none of these connect directly to the white paint, so it shouldn't stand out much. We're gonna be taking the plasti dip off today, for the most part. The black, I think, looks fine on here. It matches with pretty much everything. Obviously, it's not completely matte, it's not completely shiny like this, but I do like it. So here is what we got. We got some Rust-Oleum gloss enamel, which this is what I found on the internet to be supposedly as close as it gets with rattle cans to Summit White. We're still gonna use plasti dip to do the border and stuff, because once I'll show y'all, when you spray it, then you can just peel the center and it'll be perfect and not have to really mask off anything, because that can get annoying and I just hate masking stuff like that. We got some sandpaper because we are gonna be sanding all the chrome stuff, especially this bottom piece down here. It's 100% gonna have to have a lot of sanding to get this paint to stick. And who knows, if this all turns out good, then maybe we'll start trying out some different things. I've got some different ideas. Definitely let me know if you want to see maybe the interior, some stuff on the interior done. So like this stuff, the trim and stuff, maybe paint that, which obviously wouldn't really matter if that matched perfectly, because this is going to be the closest it is to that. But obviously I don't know, maybe this guy, not really sure, but y'all let me know if you want to see a video on doing the interior. Also, I've really been debating on cracking these open and painting the interior white, rather than like going the very expensive route of buying already painted ones. I've already got them. I could just try it, crack them open, paint them myself. I've had them over a year. I need to do a review on them because there's some goods and some bads, but I'm just worried that I'll tear them up, and I really hate to do that because I do really like the lights. Because this is actually, this black around here is actually on the lens, so it would be like all this would be white, but then it would still have this black border, so I think it would look pretty sweet like that. So none of this has to be the way you do it. Let's go ahead and get to taking apart, and then we'll get to painting. So step one with removing the grill is, there it is. First step, take this guy off. It's got all these little push tabs. Usually they come out as a whole, but whole piece. Sometimes they don't. So just that simple. Once you've got them all out, put them somewhere you're not gonna lose them, because it looks gross if you have those missing. All right, once you get all the tabs out, this will just lift up. It gets hung on that little thing right there. So sometimes you gotta, this is obviously a lot more difficult with one hand versus two. And just lift it straight off of there. We're gonna set this right there. So obviously now we have access to the top of the grill. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts. Let's see what size they are. The elusive 10mm. So we got the little tabs right here. Get 2 screwdrivers. Hopefully y'all can see this. At least 2 screwdrivers. It's gonna help tremendously. On your first time doing this, it's a good idea. Tape all this, unless you have help or something. Tape all this, because if you do this for the first time, it's pretty hard to pull out, and you might drop your grill and scratch your bumper. So like I said, screwdriver's gonna help you tremendously. There's these little tabs. Gotta pull the grill up. Take your screwdriver, stick it in there so the grill cannot go back, because when you go to get these off, it makes it a bajillion times easier. There's tabs back in here behind, so you kind of have to reach in deep. There's one. There we go. You can push on the front, pull it back a little bit, but these help keep it from falling out. You just want to be kind of careful. Give it a little tug. Do it on this side. So then, hopefully you can see, you want to kind of put your fingertips under here so you can pull this and it not come out on your bumper. So fingers are underneath this so it doesn't do that. Come over here, you can do the same thing, kind of grip it like right here on the other side. And then pop it out. Did not touch my bumper and the grill is free. So just like that, the grill is off. Looks kind of weird. You can see the active shutters now. For you that didn't know, on these newer trucks they come with these active shutters which help heat the truck up faster. I guess when it's cold they just shut. So yeah, that a lot of people cut these out and put light bars and stuff, but anyways, we've got this out, so let's take it in there, show you how to get the bow tie out. So obviously lay it somewhere it's not going to get scratched. Here's your Z71. You kind of got to take a 3M, or it's got 3M holding it on, so you can take a fish wire or whatever and get in behind that and get it off. Just don't break it. And then this guy's got all these little tabs, as you see. So like this one has to go that way, this one has to go, oh, this one's got to go back to the right, this one goes to the left, this one goes out. So then you just push it. If we flip the grill up, there she is. Got the bow tie out, and now we can peel the plastic dip off, which I'll do that in a minute, but let's get everything else off. So this piece right here is what I get a million questions on. How do you remove it? So it is a extreme pain in the butt. It's something I'm probably not gonna be able to really show y'all how well to take it off, but I'll show you, what's holding it on. I'm gonna use my back of my iPhone, obviously, because it has better low light. So this little guy, there's actually two of these, and they're stuck down in a thing, as you can see. Well, here is the insane amount of clips holding this thing on. I mean, it's all the way around. I'm dreading taking this off because it was not fun at all the first time, but you have to take a flathead and all the way around. You're gonna have to pry these up top, like you see. It's got like a little tab you have to pry down to get it to slide through the slot. Down here, it's all the way across. But yeah, these are all the tabs, and there's, like I said, there's not really a way I can show you how to do this other than you're just gonna have to do it. Like, it just flat out sucks if you want to get it off, because I can't do this one-handed. The GoPro probably couldn't even put anywhere to get you a good angle, but you just have to go through here all the way around, obviously starting a corner, work your way, pushing it out, moving more and more of these tabs out until you get all the way across, and then the whole piece will come out. All right, so I found the easiest way, or at least this time the easiest way, is to go, I loosened these up right over here, loosen these up, and then you go in the bottom, because you can't, these will just fall right back into place. But if you go, it'll be on this side, or whichever one you want to choose, but this is what you're doing. So you're taking this and you're pushing. There's like a little groove for your flathead to go or whatever, but you just push it up. I can't do it on here because these aren't undone, but this side came off pretty freely. So this whole side right here is almost loose. Let's see if you can, yeah. So as you see, this whole side is almost out. The middle, there's a ton of them, so I got to go up here and loosen some of the top ones in order for the bottom to push out, but it's definitely coming out easier going from the bottom method. All right, so as you see, we got both, the whole bottom's out, but both sides are free. It's just these up top that are absolutely a pain in the butt. They are terrible. And finally, she's off. So you can go through it at the front. Just be careful not to scratch it. You can poke down. I put a little boo-boo on here. I'll clean that up, but go through the front and push down and get it to free up. You can make it not mess up, but I scratched it a little bit, but no big deal. She's off, so I'm gonna get this plastic dip off and we'll get to the prepping and then painting process. All right, so here's a little bit better look at the little tabs, just so you know, but I am about to get to sanding, so it's about to get messy. All right, so here's our sandpaper. And we're just going to rough all this up real good. Obviously it'll clean up and allow the paint to really dry to it and adhere. So this, I took the red out and it's got some gunk. This is not going to be fun to get out. So I'm going to eventually get this out some way, I guess, just painfully rub it till it comes off. But yeah, so let's get the sandpaper. Alright, so we got it all scuffed up, dry, wiped down. I'm not using a primer, you don't have to do it like me, but we've got our Rust-Oleum and we're going to put a light coat on it and go from there. Alright guys, well we're 2 coats in. I'm not going to bore y'all with just going several different coats, you know, multiple coats. Obviously if you're going to do this, you know how to spray paint something. So I guess I'm going to just go with it. If we run into any issues or anything like that, I'll obviously bring it up. Alright, so it is day number 2. Everything's been cured in there, but I did want to just touch on this. I actually really kind of dig, I don't know if y'all can see it that great. I actually dig it being black down there. I think before I really didn't like it, but I think now that we've got the headlight tint on there, that flows good, and then this does, and it kind of just makes it look taller. And I actually kind of dig the black down there. So I'm obviously doing it white for now. We'll put it on there and decide later, but it might be something we go back and change to black, because it does give it a nice, tall, kind of tough look to it. So I don't know, y'all definitely comment down below. Let me know if you like it better black or white. I think it was looking pretty good. This definitely looks so much better than when it was plastic dipped. It looks very smooth and stuff. This is looking nice and clean, more glossy look. We're gonna put some clear coat on it, but it's about time to do the plastic dip on this. This is the one on the back. I'm kind of debating on putting the back one back on just for video's sake and doing a couple other little things differently with the badges. But now we're gonna go back over this whole thing, plastic dip it all black, and then once we do that, we'll be able to peel off this centerpiece, because as long as I got all the old plastic dip out of the crack, anything that has a line, a crack, whatever, plastic dip, it gets cut. And we should be able to peel this perfectly, the center bow tie out, and then the outside will be black. And then we'll clear over the plastic dip and the paint, and it'll be perfect. So I was kind of thinking, what else could I paint? And hopefully the wind's not destroying the audio. I'd not even thought about painting the tow hooks. So I think I'm gonna do that. There's some big bolts right there. I think that's the only one that holds them in. I mean, honestly, if they don't look good, I'll just take them off and paint them back black, but I think it'd be kind of dope. It'd make them definitely stand out, and they're kind of hidden right now. Obviously the front's in the shade as well right now, but I think that'd be pretty cool. And honestly, they're not even quite even. This one over here is sitting a little bit lower than the left one, so they could probably use some adjusting, I'm sure. Maybe they're bent, I don't know, I've never used them before, but who knows. Alright, so here is the hook. You've got the one that goes all the way across, and then this one kind of just does the alignment, so that makes me feel better about that one not lining up. So I should be able to get them perfectly lined up. But yeah, 18 millimeter, 2, you'll need a socket and a wrench. As you see on this side, the 2 are over here, 1 is on that side. On this side, there was the 1 here, and you can put your wrench on that bolt and then just sit it on top of here, and then use your ratchet on the other side to ratchet the bolt out, and it's easy as can be. So I'm gonna pull the other one off. We're gonna sand these babies down, paint them, and I'm actually kind of excited over this. So we're gonna have a lot of color match, and I'm pretty pumped. So apparently, you know, the engineer strikes again. They just do whatever they want to do to make things complicated for anyone that does anything on a vehicle. This bolt for this driver's side hook, the bolt can't come out because it only goes to here, and this nut's like tacked on there. for the bolt that's here. I took the bolt out of here, but you can't get it by without, I guess, taking all this off or bending this. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to chop this bolt off. Obviously that's going to be the easiest way, unless I'm completely overlooking something that I don't think I am, a way of getting that out, because this bolt goes all the way through and holds the hook in there. This is going to be the easiest thing to just get a replacement one of these, and you can probably get one of these at any hardware store or whatever, so that won't be an issue. But I'm determined to get this off because I did start it. I want to see what it looks like painted, so I guess I'm just going to chop this thing off. I don't know why they didn't. It's like reversed. It's perfect on this side, completely easy to get out, and then on this side they got it on this, blocked by this freaking bumper support. So that was super dumb. Thanks a lot, Chevrolet. But yeah, comment below if I'm just missing some way of getting this out. I mean, aside from like really bending this, and this is all pretty solid and bolted up everywhere. I tried just with a flathead just to see if it could move up enough. It just moves enough to get right here. It's not going to go by. There's like a ½ an inch. It's got to clear. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm just going to chop this off, get a new bolt, and go from there. All right, we got the hooks hanging up, sanded, hanging up from the ceiling, so I can spray all over and not have them laid down where they're going to mess up. So let's go ahead and coat them a little bit. So I'm here to show you the whole process, and not every time does things go perfectly. So obviously I did not wait quite long enough to put the plastic dip on because I went to peel it off and a little bit of the white came up right there. So not that big a deal. I am extremely excited about how good the plastic dip cut off. There's no overspray. It's just white and black. It's perfect. I'm gonna let this dry probably 24 hours till tomorrow. Go back here, sand this a little bit, then I'll be able to just touch that up, respray that centerpiece. Same for this one. This one wasn't as bad, but I'm gonna do the same for it. And so then these should be absolutely perfect. So I've got the tow hooks hanging right here, and they look really good. So they're very nice and smooth, and hopefully they'll dry. They're extremely sticky right now, obviously, because they're still wet. You got the other one over here. But yeah, they look really good. They're nice and shiny, and hopefully they stay looking this good, and hopefully they do dry very well. We'll get those put on probably tomorrow sometime. I went ahead and put the Z71 and the bottom piece on, and it does look very good, but I still kind of think it looks better black now that I've got the black headlights. I don't know why. I still think the white looks really good, but I don't know. And it does actually match pretty daggum good. So the truck's obviously absolutely filthy covered in crap, but now this is a more shiny. It's not as smooth as paint, like this paint, but it is definitely a lot more glossy than it was with the plastic dip, and it looks pretty daggum good, I have to say. I like it a lot. Z71 badge looks a million times better. You're not really gonna be able to tell on the GoPro, but it's a million times more smooth than it was with the plastic dip, so it looks absolutely great. So all the white's starting to go back on. I think the tow hooks are gonna look really good on there. I guess I'm gonna catch up with y'all tomorrow once everything is dried and I can put it on there, and then we'll go from there, because I really don't wanna mess with it anymore while it's not 100% dried and mess it up and then have to redo everything. So I guess I'm just gonna catch up with y'all tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna show you all the goods and the bads, because you might run into the same issue as me. So if you saw, I kind of messed up the paint with the plastic dip. I didn't wait long enough. So I'm gonna flip it around and show you the issue we ran into and a solution. So this looks absolutely horrible right now, but I ran into the problem with that. I tried to respray it after I smoothed it, and it just didn't get smooth enough. So I ended up having to do a lot more, and then it's got stuff all in the cracks and stuff, and it just won't look good. So I'm like, how do I get this out? Well, a drill. If you look on the back, there's these little plastic things, and if you just drill them out, they're super soft, the centerpiece will actually come out. So this is even better and will make it even easier to paint. So instead of having to do half and half, you can literally just drill those out. This will come out. Then you can just paint this, and then you can literally paint this side as well, and then just get you some either double-sided tape, or what I'm going to use is probably super glue. Once they're painted everything, you just stick it back in there, super glue it down, and both of them will be absolutely perfect, and you won't have to do the kind of what I did, which does work, but it's kind of a tricky thing because, like I said, you can mess it up. So if you do it this way, you can literally paint them separately and then put them back together perfectly. Y'all get the point. You can do it the way I was doing it, or you can do it this way, either way, but this one will probably be more precise and it'll go straight back in there. You're just gonna have to glue it down, but I mean, literally, it's gonna be perfect. So I'll catch up with y'all when I get done with it.
All right, we're all done. Let's check it out. All right, guys, well, here she is. So got the bottom piece painted, the hooks, the Z71, and the bow tie. The trucks, excuse the water and everything, but we've got some pretty bad weather rolling through today, so filming this when I can. But I ended up, hopefully you can see good, I ended up going through here and actually I smoothed down with a razor blade and sandpaper the bow tie so it doesn't have that like the little dots everywhere. And then I actually went back and painted this gloss black with some paint itself, so no more plastic dip anywhere, everything is paint. And if I sound weird, that's because I'm sick. But yeah, so we got the white, and then we got the gloss black Z71. The hooks came out absolutely great. They're the smoothest things about everything. They look great. And then the bottom piece as well, and it's not as shiny as I would love it to be. It's not quite as, you know, good as the normal paint, obviously, but it's a rattle can job, so pretty daggum good for that, I would have to say. So it all came out pretty sweet, and I have to say, pretty excited with it. So I'm not going to drag this video out any longer. I'm sure it's already very long, so hopefully you did, you know, get some insight to how to disassemble and paint everything and get your truck looking good, a little bit different than the stock ones running around. So yeah, I guess with all that being said, hopefully you did enjoy. Drop a comment if you have any other questions, or if you want to leave some feedback on whether or not you like what I've done. Definitely let me know if you like the hooks. I think I really do, but I'll leave it up to y'all. Leave me some feedback. So with all that being said, hopefully you did enjoy. I will see y'all in the next one.